Stampers. My name is Linda Bedender and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. I'm so glad you could join me this afternoon. Today I have my paper pumpkin alternatives for you. This paper pumpkin is called I'll Be Yours, and it is a kit that's meant to make some 3x3 cards and some treat bags for Valentine's Day. But I've come up, as you know if you follow me at all, I only do full card alternatives when I make my paper pumpkin alternatives. And so I have 7 cards for you today. Let's just get started. Okay, so here is the paper pumpkin, and here it says, I'll Be Yours, January 2020. And let's see what's in here. Of course, I've been into mine and messing around. So here, the first thing was a flyer for the February paper pumpkin, which is going to coordinate with the free Sale-A-Bration stamp set, Happy Birthday to You. As a sneak preview, we are going to have some dies available in February that will coordinate with some more of these stamp sets in Sale-A-Bration. So more about that as time goes on here. All right, so this is what the kit is supposed to make. It makes 10 cards, these little 3x3 cards that are on this green background and have little hearts and sayings and tags and so on them. And then it makes these cute little treat bags which can hold whatever you'd like, and it makes 20 treat bags, so there's plenty of these little bags here. And then the Stampin' Spot we got this time was mint macaron. I think that's the first time we've ever gotten one of those. And we have some twine and some dimensionals and some glue dots, just like always. And then this is the stamp set, and there's this beautiful block of just all kinds of little flowers, and it's really pretty. It makes a beautiful pattern. And there's this straight edge that has little half circles. And then it says down here, there's one that says Be Mine. There's one that says Handmade. Let's Be Friends, B-E-E. Then there's this little tulip. There's this stamp set that is the outline of a heart, and in the outline of the heart it says With Love, and then they put a stamp in the middle that says For You. Then this one says Thank You, and then there's a bee, 3 little flowers, Happy Valentine's Day, wishing you lifelong love. Wishing you lifelong love. There it goes. A lifetime of love. Can't read my own thing here. Yes, wishing you a lifetime of love. All right, so that is the stamp set. It's really quite a substantial stamp set this time. Then you get 2 sets of sequins in kind of to match the Rococo Rose in this kit, and one to match the purples. And the coordinating colors here are Crushed Curry, Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, and Rococo Rose. Then these are the little 3x3 cards that you can make up. And this is the treat bag. And it's got this pretty foiled bunch of flowers along one corner on both sides. Then there are hearts. There are, let me see if I can find a complete page. There's one. There's a complete set, and there are, I don't know, 4 sheets of this, maybe. The hearts with the same pattern as in the stamp set here in Highland Heather and Rococo Rose, and then some that are plain, just like a watercolor wash. And so there's 4, I think total of 4 sheets of that. Then there are these tags, which have they have a banner tail, and then they have a little punch out here in the top that's a circle. so that you can tie them with your twine onto your treat package. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 of those. Then there's the little envelopes for the 3x3 cards. Then there are circle tags, little bees, and then these little rectangle tags here. And there are 4 sheets, or 3 sheets of these, 3 sheets. And so there's quite a few of those. And there was some issue about the glue dots, so they put an extra page of glue dots in there. And then here's the rest of my cards and the rest of my treat bags. So that's what we were given to work with this time. Now I am going to keep out one of these because I thought I would add this to one of the cards, and we'll see. I'm going to hold out 3 of them, and then we'll see if we really need them or not. Okay, so I'm going to put everything back in here and close this and move it out of the way and start showing you what it was I did with this kit to make some full-size cards. And here's the first clue. Of course, I took the treat bag apart and I opened it up and I punched a heart out of this beautiful foiled material. And here's another corner where I took one of those treat bags apart and cut the corner off. So let's just see what it was I did with them. And like I said, I made 7 cards. And the first one I did, I started with Happy Easter card. I know it meant to be Valentine's, but Easter's coming. So this coordinating color is Mint Macaron, and all I did here was I took that lovely stamp. So there is my stamp set, and I stamped it. I think I did a measurement on this stamp set, and it's 2.5 inches square. So I cut this piece 3 inches square and then stamped right in the middle in Mint Macaron and back that in a piece of Mint Macaron. And my card bases on these cards are Whisper White, Mint Macaron, and a couple in Rococo Rose. And then I used the Wish for Everything, and I put Happy Easter down here, and I used some of that beautiful new sheer linen ribbon that we have in Mint Macaron and put that around here and tied a double bow. I just doubled up the thread and then tied my bow with 2 strands rather than 1. And then I used the sequins from our iridescent sequin mix. It seemed to have the one that matched the closest to the Mint Macaron. And let's see, on the inside of this one, I put a layer of Mint Macaron and white, and then I used that stamp just to come down on the edge of this piece of white to layer in there to make my decoration for the inside. So that one is card number 1. And then I did this one, and this one was kind of fun. When you take the hearts out of the paper, let me grab one here, you're left with this very tiny border in Highland Heather or in Rococo Rose, and I cut one of those borders out and put it's just slightly bigger than the heart. And by the way, the heart punch that we have, this from the heart punch pack from the Valentine's suite, Heartfelt and what's the other one? Heartfelt and Heart to Heart. This heart is exactly the size of the hearts in this. So you can stamp this on white or on Rococo Rose or on the Highland Heather, and you can have an infinite number of hearts to do your decorating. Now, you could ink this up in the craft or the white ink and put that on those colors, or and you'll see one where I've done it where I did this kind of stamping, just like here, and then I cut a heart out with that, so I had kind of the opposite. But it's very easy to have an unlimited number of hearts with this pattern in this stamp set. And so this one, well, what I did was I cut out that little rim there the best I could, and then I inset this little Rococo Rose heart in there, and then I stamped all kinds of Happy Valentine's for you, be mine, all around the stamp set here, including the one little heart that is the outline, be mine, and it says with love here. And then on the inside, I put a piece of Whisper White, put 2 of the plainer hearts, a couple of these sequins, Happy Valentine's Day in the corner, so that it made a Valentine's card. And that one is card number 2, and that one is done on a Rococo Rose base. This next one is done using the Mint Macaron and the Highland Heather. What a lovely color combination these are. I just fell in love with this whole thing. And so on this one, I made my own tag, but you could easily use one of the tags that came in here, just chop it off for this. And so I wound my twine around this piece of Mint Macaron 3 times, and then I put a bow on here. Looks like I need to add another glue dot to have that cinched up and hold that. And then just did another stamp like this here, but backed it in a 1/4 of an inch bigger piece of Mint Macaron, and then another 1/4 of an inch bigger piece of Highland Heather. And I thought that that was a pretty combination. That way I could show the contrast of the white and the Mint Macaron and the white and the Highland Heather down here. And I used some of the sequins that were provided. And then out of one of these cards, I just cut out part of a heart and put it on the inside. You could add some additional stamping or more sentiments and just did a for you here. So there we go. That's card number 3. Now this one was great fun. I took 3 of the hearts that they provided and I glued 2 of them flat. And the first thing I did was I took a piece of Whisper White that's 4 by 5 1/4, and I kind of stamped this stamp cattywampus right here in the middle of the upper part of my card. And then I connected on this end and stamped up this way and then across this way, so I got kind of a diagonal stripe. And then I put my hearts on the opposite diagonal. And so this heart was one that they supplied, and I just stamped the Happy Valentine's Day on it. And then I used my other heart stamp from the punch pack to cut out a white scalloped heart that's just a tiny bit bigger to make the definition on this one. And then on the inside, I put the opposite heart here. This is one I'm pretty sure that I stamped on white and then cut out with my heart punch. Isn't that fun? So I was able to get lots of different things on there. That one is card number 4. Then this one is card number 5. And this one, what I did was I took apart one of these treat bags and I just slit with my paper cutter on this edge and this edge so that I could open this up, and then I cut right down the fold line here and opened it up. So then I fussy cut around, I think you can see just the flowers here so it wouldn't be quite so flat on both sides. And I used one corner up here and then used the other corner down here. Then I opened another one and I punched the heart out with my heart punch, and then I stamped one on white paper and put it down here so that I could show all of the contrast. But then I was able to get the foil pieces on my on my card. Now, when you open this piece up and you cut the heart out, you will have a fold line. Now, I just used my bone folder to kind of go over and flatten it out. And what you could do is cut the heart as far over as possible. Let me see if I've got that piece so I can show you what I mean. Not where I can get my hands on it. So when you open this up, you're going to have, along here, you're going to have this fold line. So if you cut that heart as far over as you possibly can to one side, then instead of putting these hearts like this, you could put them side by side and cover up the fold line with this heart that you've stamped. I didn't think of that until after I finished this card. And then I used the holiday rhinestones, and the blue in there works perfectly with this mint macaron. It kind of picks up the green. I thought that worked pretty well. And on this one, I hadn't put anything on the inside yet, and I have these little bee cutouts that were in this kit, and so I thought it might be kind of fun to add a bee to my flowers here, just to add a contrasting color. There's one, and maybe we can make the decoration on the inside. Should have a silicone mat here. There it is. And let's see. Put a couple of these little bees on the inside. I thought I'd taken 3 bees out, but one of them is taken off. So we could add another bee on the inside of this, and maybe a couple of circles out of the piece of heart that I didn't. Oh, here's the heart that I did. So instead of cutting it like this, cut it as far over as you can possibly get it on one side, so this fold line is not quite so visible, and then put the 2 hearts next to one another, and you can hide it, I think, pretty easily. And like I said, I didn't think of that until after I put my heart together. And I have a 1-inch punch here, so I might be able to take a flower out of this corner and take a flower out of that corner. And let's just go ahead and do this. And open that back up again and come to the inside and put, let's see here, I'm going to lift up my bee and stick this flower right in there like that, and then take this flower and add it right down here, and that way we've got a little bit of the inside and the outside for my inside decoration. And that was the 1-inch punch, which is I used in another place that I can show you as well. Okay, so that is card number 5. Then I have 2 more cards. This next one is this one, and I used 2 pieces of the mint macaron ribbon, and then a couple of strands of the white twine. And then I did the same thing I did on the interior of this one, and I stamped some card in Highland Heather using the stamp again, just all the way down one side in Highland Heather, and then again in the green. Then I stamped the circle or the heart punch here with the 4U in it on top of one of these purple, and then I used a little bit of Wink of Stella on that heart to give it a little sparkle. On the inside, I just used one of the hearts that they provided and put a Happy Valentine's Day. So that is card number 6. And then this is the last one, card number 7. And I opened up one of those treat bags, and just put it along the edge of this mint macaron card that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I used my 1-inch punch and my 1.5-inch punch, and I put the thank you that's in the stamp set here. And there it is, the thank you right here. Put some ribbon around it, or some twine, and then I used the little tulip stamp in the mint macaron to just add a little detail to the outside of the card. Then I used another one of these pieces here from one of the treat bags, and then did my tulips up the side. And that is card number 7. So, and you know, you could just keep going. There's so many different things that I think you could do with this stamp set and this kit. And like I said, with the heart punch and this beautiful pattern stamp here, you could have an unlimited number of hearts that you've stamped to use in your designs. And so that's it for me today. That's the project. I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did enjoy messing with this particular card kit. And I'm really pleased with the way these came out. I did do 1 or 2 that were Valentine, but I did thank you, I did Happy Easter, I did a thank you, and you know, you could make these be anything, happy birthday, anything you wanted. I think the pattern, if you've ever seen on old china, a very intricate pattern like this is called chintz, and this looks to me like the chintz patterns that I've seen over time. And I think it just makes for a delightful set of cards. And again, thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, or you could join my team. The join offer this time is fabulous. So if you want to talk, I've had a couple people join my team, and I'm looking for several more. So if you've thought about it, give me a holler. I'd love to talk to you about it. My prize for the month of January is a bundle of your choice out of the new mini catalog. I want to call it the spring catalog, and that spring isn't in its name. It's the 1920 mini catalog. And so all you have to do to get in my drawing is to put an order on my website, lbettinger.stampinup.net, or go to my blog, www.inkandingenuity.com, and that'll take you to my site to make an order as well. Thanks again for stopping by. I do so appreciate it. And I'll be back soon with more cards, more projects, and more tips. Bye.